Hi, I'm Franny, and welcome to this After You Apply video. I work in admissions at Western. I have worked at Western for 17 years, so I hope I can give you some useful tips today. This video has application advice for Group B students. This means anyone who isn't an Ontario high school student. If you are an Ontario high school student, you can find the video with the most useful guidance for you where you found this one, or in this How to Apply YouTube playlist. Okay, let's get started with what happens after you apply. After you apply, you'll get an email from the OUAC with a confirmation number. Western will get your application, and then we'll set you up with a Western student number. This can take a few days. Then you'll get an email from Western. It will give you instructions for your next steps, which includes activating your Western identity. This gives you access to Student Center. It's important you log into Student Center. Your Student Center is full of useful resources. You'll actually also use it throughout your time at Western if you become a student. For now, you'll find up-to-date information about your application in the admissions section. Today, we're going to cover a couple important parts of Student Center. Under Applications, you'll see the status of your application. You'll find any tasks you need to complete in your to-do list. And Letters is the spot for official communication. Let's start with Applications. This is where you can see your application status. When you apply, it will say application received. If you receive an offer, it will say offered, congratulations. If you accept your offer, it will say offer accepted. You can select the application to learn more about the status too. On Student Center, you'll also see your to-do list. Items on your to-do list might include self-reported grades, transcripts, and proof of English proficiency. This list has anything we might need in order to assess your application. Let me say that again. Everything on this list must be received before Western can assess your application. Every item has detailed instructions for how to send it to us. For example, some documents will need to be uploaded directly to the Student Center. Some will need to be sent in the mail. Some will need to be sent to us directly from an institution. It's important you review these instructions carefully, because we only accept documents the way we ask for them. When an item is added to your to-do list, it will say missing. So when you first log in, if there's anything on your to-do list, it will be missing. If you upload the item, it will say pending. If an admissions officer has taken a look at the item and confirmed it's what they need, it will say received. The items never disappear from your list, but if it says received, then you don't have to take any other action. You'll notice each item has a recommended submission date. Sometimes you might not have the item in time to meet this date. That's okay. It's a recommended submission date. We will still accept items after that date, but remember, we need the item to assess your application. So the longer you take to submit it, the longer it takes for your application to be reviewed. Once all items are received, it might take a few weeks for an admissions officer to review it, so be patient. If we need anything else from you, for example, more grades, we will add that to your to-do list. So make sure you keep logging in and checking your list for new items. Lastly, in the View Letters tile, you might see communications like your official offer letter, scholarship information, or transfer credit. These are credits you can use towards your Western degree from previous study like university courses or IB and AP exams. Okay, after logging into Student Center, there's one other thing you need to do. Check welcome.uwo.ca/forms to see if you need to submit any supplemental requirements. You might have noticed your program had additional requirements when you applied, but now is a good time to double check. Supplemental requirements are additional forms, portfolios, or auditions outside of your OUAC application that you submit directly to Western. For example, the IVAEO application or a visual arts portfolio. You also have the option to submit additional forms about you, like the special consideration form, which you should use if there are extenuating circumstances affecting your grades. You can find a full list of forms with deadlines at welcome.uwo.ca/forms. So you've applied on OUAC, submitted any supplemental requirements, and completed your Student Center to-do list. Now you wait for an offer. Western makes admissions decisions on a rolling basis. This means decisions are released each week as we work down the queue of complete applications. The earlier you complete your application, the better. You can expect to wait up to 6 weeks before you hear back. For nursing applicants, it may take a little longer. Let's say because you are all great and brilliant, you all get an offer of admission. The first thing you'll do is log into your offer portal. This is choose.uwo.ca. You'll get a link when you receive an offer. This portal has everything you need to know about your offer. It's important you log in because Western will not send you anything in the mail. The portal is your offer. It has your offer letter in it. You can start looking into things like housing, finances, and courses. But most importantly, there's a tile for your admission conditions. Most offers are conditional. The offer of admission letter will outline what your conditions are and how to submit your documents. In many cases, this means if you're currently in school, you need to complete your diploma and keep your grades up. If you're worried about reaching your conditions, reach out to us as soon as possible and we can advise you on what to do next. If you are an international student, there is one additional step you need to take. Once you receive your acceptance letter, we encourage you to apply for your study permit right away. It can take several weeks or months for your application to be processed. Western International can support you with your study permit. You can book an online appointment for help at iesc.uwo.ca/appointment. Now, if you receive an offer to Western, there's a very important step to take. Accept your offer. You accept your offer the same way you applied, through the OUAC website. You'll know you did it right when the OUAC sends you a confirmation number. A couple days later, you'll see the change on choose.uwo.ca and on your student center. It's very important you accept your offer before the deadline. If you don't, you could lose your offer. You might have a different deadline than someone else, so be sure to check for yourself. You can find your deadline on choose.uwo.ca and in all your letters. And remember, all times are in Eastern time. So if you have to submit by midnight, it's Eastern time. Okay, let's recap. After you apply, you will log into Student Center, check your application status and to-do list, submit your supplemental requirements if you haven't already, and after you receive an offer, you'll log into your offer portal, be sure to understand all your admission conditions, accept your offer before the deadline, and submit final documents. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you and that you feel confident while you wait for your offer. If you have any questions, you can ask an admission officer on our online chat at westernchat.uwo.ca or speak to current students at welcome.uwo.ca/message. If you want to learn more about what it's like to be a Western student, follow us on Instagram at ChooseWestern. Thank you for joining me today and good luck on your journey to university.